What is going on, everybody? Another week has come and gone, and I have returned to give you the updates for the last week. So, hope you all are doing well. I know I'm doing pretty well. It's been good. A lot of legal study, right? That's like what I can say here. Every week on this channel, regardless of what happens, I can say that there's a lot of legal studying that went down. Let's see where to start. I'll start with school stuff. So, school stuff is the person just slammed on their brakes in front of me. Anyway, school stuff is doing pretty well. Just kind of motoring on. We're like 5 weeks now of school, so just kind of cruising, just going for it. And yeah, it's been exciting. I feel like I'm still kind of on top of things. I don't feel like I'm really behind in any of my classes, like understanding wise or anything like that. So that's one good thing. Apparently there's some utility work ahead. Alright, and yeah, like I said, I feel like I'm still pretty on top of my classes and things like that, and understanding, what's going on without having to really worry about, falling behind or anything like that. Still just, of course, doing tons of reading every day and just trying to keep up with that. But I'm not really, I don't remember if I said it on any previous video or anything like that. This semester I really feel like I found my way. Not my way, but more of my groove. And that makes it really good because I find kind of how my study habits, how I can, get some things done and knock them out and then focus more on others, or if I need to focus on one, I can just kind of switch them around. I'm not at that point where I'm like overwhelmed or anything like that. So I do spend a lot of time studying, but at the same time, like I kind of feel more focused, and I feel like I am getting more out of it. I think that's just, when you get past your first semester of law school and you kind of start to settle in and understand how things work, I think that's kind of where it happens, where it comes from. And with anything specific, there's not really a lot, that's going on that's probably would interest a lot of you in classes specifically. Big thing with my legal research writing class, of course, we're just getting our briefs more and more, written out and everything, prepared. And yeah, that's a lot of work. That's kind of like the big thing, because there's a lot of legal research you have to do on the side. And aside from, or I guess contrasted from last semester where we were writing our memos and things like that, then this semester we have the briefs that we're writing. And last semester was kind of like all about teaching you how to research and how to write and kind of the basics of legal writing. This semester it's kind of like, okay, no hand holding, you need to just go and do it kind of thing. And so that's what it's been like. It's kind of just a sink or swim. You go to class and you get some tips on how to write and things like that. But for the most part, it's kind of like, okay, go and do this. And we kind of expect you to be at a certain level at this point. So that's kind of been like one of the tougher things, not the actual doing of it, but just kind of finding time to do it. That's kind of the thing where you have to go the extra hours, and like I spent some time, like half my Saturday this week doing that, and a lot of time, a lot of my downtime, I'm trying to read through cases. It's not as time intensive to actually like find cases to read for my brief, but it's more of trying to evaluate them and pick them apart and see where I can use them, or if they're useful to me or not. That's more of what's taking the time up. So other than that, doing pretty well. So enjoying school, actually loving school, and yeah, having fun. So let's see, the big thing that happened this week is I finally was able to go to a specialist this week. I've been kind of bouncing around. Some of you might know, bouncing around between doctors, and some of you know I've been going I've been having like crazy issues, like health issues for like the last year or so, and it's like just kind of put a huge dent in kind of like my everyday, life, and yeah, it's been pretty crazy. Some of you probably have already seen on Facebook before this video even goes up that I was able to see a specialist, but in case this is the first time you've seen, really, I went to an endocrinologist this week about it, and one of the first things he said was like, has anybody ever told you that your thyroid is like 3 or 4 times the size that it should be? And I was like, what? So apparently I have like a class 1 verging on class 2 goiter. So I don't know, maybe some of you remember, I think there's like a Seinfeld episode about that. But so I'm like, can you see my thyroid? Does my thyroid look big in this shirt? So I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that. The funny story behind that was I had to go get my blood drawn, of course, and I didn't know what tests they were going to do or anything like that. I think anytime I've ever gone to have my blood tested for anything, I've never had more than like 2 vials at once pulled, and they pulled 16 vials the other day. So I'm trying to figure out, like, everything that could possibly be wrong endocrine wise. We did a huge panel of stuff, so and then I have to go back for an ultrasound in a couple weeks, week or 2. Basically, they have to ultrasound my thyroid to kind of confirm its size and everything. So yeah, that'll be interesting. And yeah, that's kind of been the big thing. And they can't really do any treating yet because they don't have any results back yet. So they kind of just took a bunch of blood and said, be on your way, we'll call you, we'll talk to you when you come in next time. So that was kind of sad because it was like, I just need help, please. So hopefully they'll get it all figured out and everything. But the doctor seemed pretty confident that once we get the results back, we'll kind of figure out what's going on and kind of where we can go. But he seemed pretty confident, so that makes me feel better. And it's kind of good to go to a doctor finally and have them like actively trying to figure out what's going on with you versus like treating the symptoms that you have. That's been a lot of what's happened in the past is, well, you have this symptom, well, we'll just do this, or we'll give you this medicine or whatever. And now we can kind of do a confirmatory test for whatever might be going on. The funny thing is I actually had my blood drawn a long time ago, about the time this first started, going back to my thyroid, but they never said there was anything wrong. They never said there was anything right. So that was Ogden Clinic, so maybe they just dropped the ball on me anyway. It was like a haphazard doctor's visit, I think, when I went there. But hey, when I broke my arm a long time ago, they were great. So maybe it's hit and miss depending on who you get. Anyway, other than that, so like I said, hopefully we'll figure out what's been going on and end this finally. That's kind of been like the frustrating thing, is just kind of going forever, kind of just dealing with this trash. So get this fixed up and hopefully it can feel better. So we're trying to bounce around and see if we can confirm whether this is Hashimoto's thyroid, or if I have some sort of hyperthyroidism, and we shall see. I'm leaning towards hyperthyroidism, but that's what I think I have. So it will end up nuking my thyroid. So we'll figure it out. I'll be sure to let you know. Other than that, things have been going really well here, of course, and yeah, it's been really nice. One thing is we've had the house kind of to ourselves for the last little while, and my grandparents, my uncle went up to Virginia, so it's been kind of weird because we've been just kind of on our own. So the house is insanely quiet, but it comes and goes. And yeah, I guess about last week I had my birthday, so hooray. And yeah, I guess I'll keep calling it the 30-year-old law student, but technically I'm 31 now, so there we go.